I think that probably the best thing to do because of everything that's going on. Like you lead the conversation and then you ask us each in different questions because otherwise it's going to be fucking chaos in it.
Well, welcome to the first and probably last TCC Zoom Hangout.
Am I moving?
You're moving, mate. We're in business. It's happening.
We're in business. That's all right. And God Almighty,
bunch of old dudes trying to work Zoom.
Modern technology.
It worked fine last time we used it. Never mind.
So how is everybody? Everybody good? Can we... Stress levels can kind of decrease now we're up and running. So I thought this would be really cool to just have a quick chat about the upcoming gig on October the 14th, which is coming up fast. What are we? Time of this meeting, we are just short of 4 weeks. So it's going to be even closer by the time people get to see this and enjoy our ramblings. How's rehearsals going at home? I'm well behind.
Me too.
I'm actually doing all right, you know. I was really stressing out about having to relearn 15 songs or whatever that we haven't played in all these years. But it was really weird. As soon as I started playing them, they all, apart from maybe one or two, but pretty much everything just came back like straight away.
Yeah.
Which I was really surprised at because I thought it was going to be a hell of a lot more hard work than it's actually been. I may be jinxing it, but yeah. It's so far so good, I think. So,
have you been playing the electric though?
Oh yeah, of course I've been playing. I've got my this bad boy.
It's very Richie Sambora-esque.
It's got a new pickup in it, which Miles gave to me, a DiMarzio pickup. And to anybody that knows me will tell you that I'm like you, Rob. I have no interest in gear or anything like that. All I will tell you is had this put in last week, and it sounds like a completely different guitar. So there we go.
Here's a question for you. That's a white guitar. I'm playing a white bass. What colour guitar are you playing, Dave?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I might play this one just to be odd, just to be different.
Right.
This is my. I got this from Mr. Wild. It was Mr. Wild vintage Strat. It was black and white, still beat up, but it had a white scratch plate. I've got a Warman. Warmans do cool pickups.
Nice.
Warman hot rail thing, and a custom made Warman scratch plate. So it's a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers vinyl.
Is that an original vinyl?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, so it's like shaped up. And also I modded it to take off the, when you've got a 3 knob on your strap.
Do you think if I send them my Trickster 12-inch Give It To Me Good vinyl, they'll be able to do me a scratch plate with it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, cool lads.
I'm playing this.
Throw it in there.
Yeah. We just got to make sure that Mike's playing a white set of drums now.
Not a bloody chance. I'm afraid it's black or sparkly red. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet.
Oh yeah, I remember the red one. That was nice.
It is. You know what? I've only played it probably twice, so it might come out. I don't know yet. What do you reckon, Dorothy? Sparkly red, or black?
Go black. Go black.
Black.
Same old. Will be black. They'll be white.
That's going to look cool. I haven't obviously been playing drums. I've been just doing it, routining in my head and on my hands and knees. So that's it, basically. Yeah. Oh, you got it, Dave.
How long's it been? 2016. So that's what? It's going to be close to 7 years, isn't it? Since we've all played together.
Way.
Yeah.
Really? Shit. That's why I don't remember any of the songs. That makes sense now. Oh, I'll plug in and play along. No. What? How does that go?
No muscle memory.
Very little muscle memory. But I've not got as many years playing them as you guys, so.
What's muscle memory? I don't know.
What is muscle memory?
It'll be fine. It'll all come back. So here's a question. I was wondering, Dave, when was the first time you saw TCC?
I'm terrible with recalling years and stuff, but it was Junction 7, and we were on Silverjet, we're on St. Bill, I just can't remember who else were on it, but it were one of the Junction 7 nights.
What would it have been? Would it have been a trash stock or something, or would it have been just a regular night?
Might have been a trash stock. There were a fair few bands on, and I remember, which is actually I have very few memories because for some reason I don't retain memories, even when they're like amazing memories. But I remember standing in the toilet having a pee, and someone came up and were like, "Hey Rob, you all right, mate?" And I'm like, "Eh?" And they're like, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were Rob Wild." we had like the same hair for a few years, I think. Like when I had the long blonde hair down just to my shoulders, sort of thing. And I was like, "No, I'm not Rob Wild." They're like, I don't think he knew who I were.
I wonder who that was. We'll never know.
If you watch this video back and it were you.
Well, I remember having a conversation with, it's really funny, a similar conversation with someone in Junction 7 who thought that I was Rob Lane.
Oh, mate, that happened for years. That's why I started with my nickname again, because it happened so many times.
Because again, we had the same like haircut, and we both kind of looked quite similar back then. And I remember having this conversation. We hadn't been going for that long, and you know those really awkward conversations where someone's talking to you and you have no idea who the hell it is, but they seem to know who you are, and I'm just nodding and going along with everything until I finally realised about 10 minutes into the conversation, he thinks I'm Rob Lane.
I want to know how many of them conversations you just rolled with it and didn't correct anybody. It just went.
I didn't even tell him. I didn't even say, "Look, I'm not Rob Lane." I let him walk off thinking I was Rob Lane.
The problem is, I've featured in reviews of bands of you where it wasn't me.
It's all been it's been a bit of a mess, yeah.
Oh, mate, I think some of those Junction 7 gigs were some of my favourite ones. I don't know why. Those first few were like, I always remember the stage being so friggin' loud. It felt like a proper gig when she cranked into those first songs. It was friggin' amazing. I'd love to do something like that again.
We've still got the video for that.
Yeah, it's online.
It's online, is it? The Junction 7 whole of the gig. Like the first one was it the first one? Was it with the Mudmen?
No, we've not got that, but we've got a full gig online from a whole Junction 7 set, which is quite interesting to see.
I'll have to have a look at that. I haven't looked at that for eons. So, yeah. Did we play our first gig Corporation with Silverjet? I think that's the first time I saw Dave. I can't remember, though. I just remember seeing Dave, and I have this recollection that it was a Corporation, and we were playing with Silverjet then. I don't know.
Quite a few times. Yeah, we definitely did Corporation.
Yeah.
I think New Gen as well, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, it was Silverjet.
Yeah, you got your long blonde hair at that point. Bandana. Yeah.
Well, we used to play the Classic Rock Bar in Sheffield. Did you ever play that, Dave?
Yeah, loads of them. I don't think we ever did that with you, but
no, we played that a bunch of times. That was a good gig. That was like some of the first gigs we did, wasn't it, Rob?
Yeah, they were great.
The guy that ran it, Sass, were it?
I can't remember his name, but we played that a lot, and Junction 7 we played. Oh God, I mean, what's really weird is it's something I've always done since. Really, I wish I'd have started it when I first started playing in bands when I was like 15, but I didn't do it until we got together. But when we got together, I've literally kept a list of every single gig in every single band I've ever played in. So I don't even noticed on like the Facebook page, I posted our 2005 gigs and our 2006 gigs. Wow. I think we did like nearly 100 gigs in 2006. And I'm yet to post all the rest. And like a lot of them were at one point, I think we played like Junction 7 at least 5 times a year, if not more. And they, I mean, that was a great venue, wasn't it? It was a good, like sized venue. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small. I love playing there. I thought it was they were some of my favourite gigs as well. Those Junction 7 gigs.
What did you think of us, Dave? What did you make of us back in the day?
All honesty,
Yeah. Full disclosure.
Full disclosure, I'm pretty sure that like everyone in band were like, we need Laney to play bass for us. I didn't really care about anything else. I'll be honest. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I recall thinking these guys are good, but I didn't really give the music or the sound that much kind of concentration, if that makes sense. I was just like, that guy, we need him to play bass for us. But then there were a corporation gig, not us or TCC. It were, I think it might have been Sebastian Bach. Can't remember what year it were. Very, very early noughties, mid-noughties. And you were handing out a little EP.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if
remember
it was
that.
anything that you actually released, but you were handing them out. And me and Sarah went back home afterwards and put the CD on. And I was like, fucking hell, this is great. I were also, in the same breath, really, really jealous and a bit like, you fucking bastard.
Really?
But it sounded so good. And I was like, and again, full disclosure, I was like, why don't we sound like this good? If you know what I mean. I did then also say, that song sounds like Def Leppard, and that song sounds like Duran Duran. I can't remember what it was though. Was it one of the EPs, or was it just like a sampler?
It was a sampler thing which we did. It was just in a white sleeve. It must have been before. Can you remember that, Rob? I'd have to look at the date of it, but I don't know if the album was out or if it was before the album came out. This wasn't the demo CD we did, which we did in like a proper package. This was like a proper. We did it like a proper sampler. It was just white with a sticker on it. I've got one somewhere.
Because we did.
I've got it. I've still got it somewhere.
I think what it was it was in because we did the demo, the original little demo thing, and the sampler CD that you're on about. It was you had that and you were giving it out maybe about like a month before the actual album came out, I think.
Yeah, I remember going up to Sheffield and handing a bunch of them out. Worth some money they are, probably not.
I might get it on eBay.
Yeah.
After this one-off last ever gig, I might get it stuck up on eBay so we can get some money.
Have you saved all posters, Rob, and everything? I know you used to.
Oh yeah, I save everything. I've got two massive folders of everything that we ever did, right back from like the early posters from the first gig all the way through. I do it with every band. So I've just got like, I love, it's one of those things when you in another 20 years, you'll look back on all the stuff that you've done. So I think it's like, I always really like keeping stuff.
The Midnight City folder must be exploding.
Yeah, I need a new house.
Volume 6.
I need to buy like a shed or something to put all that stuff in. But yeah, I've always kept it. I love looking back on all that stuff, and because it's your life, isn't it? It's your entire life. So,
is there anything you particularly missed from TCC, or has Midnight City kind of kept you busy because you kind of jumped into that full on pretty much straight away?
I've been so busy with it. I mean, no, I don't. I mean, I'm looking forward to the gig. Obviously, that goes without saying. But I've just been so busy doing what I've been doing since. I mean, I literally haven't stopped since. As soon as TCC ended, it was like straight away. It was on to the next thing, So, but it'll be cool going back and doing. It'll be weird for me as well, though. Actually, going back and actually playing guitar because I don't play guitar on stage with Midnight City. I just obviously sing, so it'll be quite weird to go back to being on stage with a guitar. So it's going to be.
Best not have got shit.
Well, I don't know. No, I mean, obviously, I've carried on playing. I always play, but like, I just mean, I haven't. I mean, I do obviously my acoustic gigs, but apart from that, actually playing in a band with playing guitar, I've not done literally since for the last gig. So
if we sound ropey on Sunday at his first rehearsal, it's his fault.
my fault. My fault.
What have you missed, Mike? Because you've been busy as well, but your stuff's been a lot heavier and a lot more progressive and stuff.
Yeah, it's been good to get back into the drums, I have to say. So I'm match fit at least. So yeah, it's obviously mono's completely different, but obviously very different sort of drumming style. But I'm really kind of looking forward to getting back into that kind of straight ahead, but like pop-esque, the power pop stuff, and I missed that because once you take off, that's it, job done. You get that first beat in the bar and bang. So I kind of missed that sort of like immediate sort of popness, punky popness, or rock pop, because essentially I'm a pop kid. I don't like the progressive stuff or left field kind of music, but at the end of the day, nothing like Four on the Floor at the end of the day.
Definitely. Nice one. What are Midnight City fans going to make of it, Rob? Are any of them coming?
Loads of them are coming. Yeah, absolutely shitloads of people are coming. Yeah. It's what's really cool is actually that like over the years, like some of those fans have that didn't know was back in the day have kind of backtracked, and a lot of them really like it. It's kind of like they're coming down. Some of them have seen us before. Some of them are literally coming down who'd never seen us before.
Do you find that weird? That's strange. You think that's because the scene has changed, or you've tapped into a slightly different scene, which I wouldn't have thought it was, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's some similarities in there, isn't there? I think, but I think obviously when the TCC thing ended, I went back into my passion, which was always on obviously all my hair metal stuff, which is what I grew up on. Which was that weird thing that we've talked about a million times with me and you, Rob, that, there's no way I could have had like long blonde hair and doing the Midnight City stuff back in 2003.
No.
There's just no way on earth. I mean, so back then it was either like we said, you either have to cut your hair and update everything or just stop playing music. And those were the two like options. So, it's a bit of a weird way of answering the question, but there's still that I think the thing that runs through it all is just the melodies and the pop side of it, which obviously is a massive part of that in Midnight City, more than ever. Keyboards, the whole thing. I mean, it's so poppy, but it's more Bon Jovi poppy, where TCC was more sort of Cheap Trick poppy, but it doesn't matter. You could take any of the TCC songs, and if you took them in a studio and spent a week on one song, which we do in Midnight City, and put all the keys and the harmonies and everything on it, it would probably sound like Midnight City.
Yeah.
And then vice versa, if you took one of Midnight City songs and just play it in a room with us four, with the guitars and none of all the the production and all that, it can translate to the TCC stuff. So it's weird. I think it's just kind of like just that. It's the melodies, isn't it? The melodies and the hooks and the catchiness of it. It's just kind of sort of dressed up a bit differently, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's how you approach it. The actual, the songs. I mean, if you just play them on an acoustic guitar, the songs are the songs. It's just how they're performed, you know.
Totally.
So but there are a lot of people coming down, from the Midnight City fans and Patreon group and all that. So they're looking forward to it.
I'm excited for people to see. It's going to be like a first gig all over again. I think it's. I was watching back the last gig. I don't know if anyone's watched back any clips from that last gig, which we did.
Where are they?
Just on YouTube. I think the entire gig's there, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be a good way to relearn the songs, eh?
Oh, we were rough and ready. We were tight, but it was pretty. Well, I don't know. It was like a punk rock gig. I don't know. It was like very much just have it.
Yeah.
We're going to be a bit more streamlined.
I think,
this one.
yeah, that was one thing I thought. It's like that last gig was fantastic, but watching the videos back, I was like, oh, I'd like to be a little bit more polished. But I think we are, because if anyone needs to know, Rob's booked us 3 epic rehearsals.
3,000 hours.
3,000 hours of rehearsal.
We're getting us 10,000 hours in.
I haven't rehearsed this much for anything I've done probably ever.
Hey. God,
If anyone else had said to me, "We're having a rehearsal day and it's going to last these many hours," I'd have gone, "No, it's not." I'll see you at 7. Only for you. Only for you.
No, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to cranking them up, and we need some ideas, people, for our intro thing. I've got some ideas, but other suggestions are welcomed.
What you got, Rob? What you got?
Well, no, I've got some idea. I'm just looking through some movie soundtracks, so I don't want to spoil it for people, but we'll come up with something cool, because TCC have never really done that. It's like when Midnight City started, I was like, I've been trying to get us to do a proper intro for years, and now it starts this other band and they do this cool intro.
Just so long as we don't start the gig with a rakaka.
I've got to get warmed up.
If we do, I'm leaving.
Is that how we always used to start, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, I was trying to think. We never had an intro, did we?
No.
I remember
we did. We did.
I remember one. You picked the worst intro I've ever heard. Do you remember this? Right. We played at Rock City in the basement.
Okay.
And I can't remember who it was with. It was Dave was in the band, so it was sort of. I reckon it was probably.
Was it that Slam Cartel gig?
That's the one.
Yeah.
And you decided that we should use the intro, the intro from the TV show, The Equalizer. But it was terrible because the intro, it only lasted about kind of 20 seconds, and then somebody just re-looped it. Right. So, but it was an obvious cut-off. So it would be like, it was like the worst ever intro. And I remember being on stage thinking, what the hell? Why are we using this? This is terrible.
I can remember it. I totally forgot about that, but I can remember us having that.
Yeah.
Now I never got these intro songs when we very first started. We used, I think we did it once, was Aha, The Sun Always Shines on TV, which goes on for about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that were either you or a JD suggestion. I was like, yeah, it's a great song, but wow, this is a long song.
Well, me and Mike were always a big fan of Aha, and I don't know.
It takes about 3 minutes before it starts.
I think the beginning of the intro's great though, with the piano.
Yeah.
And then it sort of builds into do, and then before the drums kick.
And then we should have started.
That's when we should have started the gig. Yeah.
And what was the Rat song we used to go on?
That was the one we used the most, I think.
Yeah.
I remember rightly.
Shame.
Was it? All right.
You should have known better than to cheat on me. I don't know.
Wasn't that a Jamie one, really, I think?
Probably.
Yeah, well, it was. I got him into Rat, but then Jamie kind of that was his. I didn't think that was a good idea either. Really. I don't know.
Come on, Dave. Intro songs, mate.
With things, really.
I was just going to say, what I've always found really odd is using just a song for an intro. Is in like just playing someone else's song, because obviously before you start, song's playing, just song after song after song. Before the band, in between bands. So I've never understood when someone just plays a song from start to finish to introduce them coming on stage. So I don't know if I'm trying to think of a song. I like it when people have a piece of production music or something that you create.
Yeah.
And that's the only Silverjet only used an intro a few times, but both times it was just something that I sat down and got some kind of like noise samples and some kind of interesting effects and made like an intro.
Guess who's got a job?
No, I don't know. I'm not saying that they were good.
Once you've learnt them last few songs, mate, you've got your next job lined. We'll figure it by the time of the gig.
One thing I've got to say, we were just having a laugh about the intros. I do remember, I think Mike was maybe thinking the same as I was. I can't remember what gig it was. But we were at Junction 7. And I think, if I remember rightly, it was the early days. And I think either your bass amp had blown up or something was going on with your bass. So I started playing, why I do not know, I started playing a theme from Bergerac.
That's right.
And Mike started accompanying me on the drums. Bam, bam, bam,
that was at Junction 7.
Yeah.
There you go. Decision made.
Segueing into Auberge by Chris Rea.
Oh my God. And we wonder why we never got anywhere.
He used to do Top Gun quite a bit, though, if I remember rightly.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was like my party piece, really.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, I was proud of that because I was never really a lead guitar player. So it was sort of like, oh, I can handle that. Just about. And then thank God Dave joined the band and he took over all the guitar solos.
He's going to fire it up for us, people.
Uh-oh.
We're getting little snippets of it. Zoom's cancelling you out,
Yeah.
mate. It's dropping a copyright control right on top of you.
He's trying to show me up.
Nothing's coming through, mate.
Not working.
Not working.
Terrible.
Don't turn it up.
You'll just have to believe that I was playing the most epic Top Gun theme.
Steve Stevens was quaking in his boots.
Absolutely shitting himself.
Oh, man.
Right, well, I've nearly finished my beer, so I'm going to let you all go.
Still drinking.
That was good, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday and playing these songs. Playing
what time is it again?
I don't know. 3.
3 till 9.
3 till 9.
3 till midnight.
Yeah.
3 till midnight.
3 till 9.
I'm joking. 3 till 9.
Are we stopping for lunch?
We can do, yeah. We can have a
Take a pack up. Take a pack up. He ain't going to let you have a break. Take a pack up.
We can have a taste of it again.
Have you bringing the indie bag with plenty of food in it?
Hey, I thought I'd lost the indie bag the other day. It went missing for months. And I found it eventually.
Oh.
Found it.
Oh, God. You can't lose the indie bag, mate. That's like a piece of history there.
Lost at airports, indie bag.
Have you ever seen the indie bag, Dave?
No idea what you're on about.
It's this green bag I've had since the mid-80s that I always used to take on holiday, and it still looks brand new.
Really?
Yeah. I might bring it out for the old cold store gig.
In that room?
No, it's not in here. It's up in the loft.
It's for safekeeping, just in case.
It's probably got my old poison jeans in them at the moment, or something like that. My old car pants.
Hey, don't be putting them in the bin yet. You might get a call up before you know it. Keep the witch's wig handy.
It's all up there, mate. Alrighty. Well, I shall see you on Sunday. Been good.
Bye, guys.
We'll see everybody else on the October the 14th. Get your tickets. Put a link below. Buy your tickets.
Ciao.
All right. See you soon.
All right. See you later. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.